Happiness means being involved with all these people on such a beautiful day, having a great time.
Oh yes, so we have this exuberant celebration of good things. It is called the Grassroots Happiness Parade.
My intention is to really spread the happiness, like throw it around, have a party with it, you know. My umbrella, somebody gave this to us because it was broken, and then we turned it into this beautiful umbrella that we have here. We attached some beads to it. It's very colorful, and we painted it and has tons of beads on it. And well, basically we're gonna be walking all around, and we have tons of like different things that we're wearing, and I mean that's it, I guess.
Hi, we're here at Grassroots Festival of Music and Dance, and it's been a great 3 days. Brass band had a set at the infield stage, and it was pretty great. It was our first stage set at Grassroots, and we really enjoyed it, and I think it was received pretty well. We're about to do a happiness parade. Now, this happens every year. We're stoked to do it this year. In just a few minutes, we're going to get our instruments and folks together and start making some really nice music outdoors. It's been a really nice day so far. We got a few clouds in the sky. I think it's a great time for a parade, so we're going to do it. We're going to celebrate fruition, and whatever people have to celebrate they can bring here and join in the festivities. And
positive what?
Positive signs.
Signs?
Signs.
What does that mean?
You're positive to the signs.
Oh, yes, the signs. I work with low-income first-generation students over at BU, and I think a lot of people don't think about the privilege that they're given. Like just today, being at this parade, being able to march in a parade, being able to walk, being able to not be working today. Just remember your privilege so you can help people less fortunate than you.
Yes, well done.
Be happy!
Life is amazing, and enjoy the magic.
Your body. Take control of your time. Steward your finances. Tune into your intuition. Balance your mind and calm your emotions.
I'm Darlene Schlather, and my business is Hands of Light Energy Work, and I'm so happy to be here today. I've been doing energy work since the early 1980s, and recently have gotten certified Reiki to kind of up the energy. And I practice in Trumansburg on Main Street, where I used to sell insurance. What I offer, it basically is energy balancing. I do aura cleansing, I do chakra balancing, and I channel Reiki energy. It's very powerful, and I also combine some of the intuitive lessons that I've learned throughout the years into my sessions. Early on in my practice, before I even started doing the Reiki, a friend of mine was skydiving, broke his ankle, and broke it badly. They were going to put pins in it. And I did about 5 healings on him in the course of a week, got rid of the swelling in the ankle so they could operate. He went back, they x-rayed it again, the doctor came out with the x-ray, showed it to the other doctor, they're both shaking their heads. They said to my friend, "This is anything short of a miracle, your bone has gone completely back together." Some of them are not that powerful, but it's one that has some proof. I use crystals just basically to magnify the energy. So I put crystals underneath my table when I do it, the bigger ones, and then I put a couple smaller crystals in people's hands. I use mostly amethyst, and I do have lots of other kinds, and I have a lot of books on crystals and their different effects. I'm on Main Street in Trumansburg, across from the Methodist Church. We're surrounded by flowers right now, mums. I started many, many years ago in the 1980s. Just recently started a real practice of it. I had an insurance agency that paid my bills, so I just did it and didn't charge for it, and now I actually have a practice. Well, this was my first year. I saw the Grassroots had a healing tent, and I called a friend of mine who might know, who was doing organization on Grassroots, and she hooked me up with Joanne Kingsley. And sure enough, they said, "Come on, join us." And I was very happy to be able to do it. I got to work on tons of different people from all over, and it was very exciting and a nice group of people. I met all kinds of wonderful energy workers.
So we're doing a little vocal warm-up. We're going to do a little bit more of a warm-up, and then we're going to get into some cool visualization with body movement and stuff like that. I know it's totally silly. I get it. I get how silly it is, but so much of this has to do with visualization and your imagination. We're going to be angels, so we're going to breathe into the clouds, breathe all that air up, and see all those people so far down. You can see the sound as you're sending it up and over, and you can see it as it falls 100 miles to the ground. Here we go. You hear them calling back. Hello. Do you hear them? Here we go. Here the people on Earth, they're calling back to us. Move like angels. So slow. Right? Equidistant angels from each other. And something happens when you're moving in space with each other. And then let's try not to walk in a circle. I know, like, we are just conditioned to walk in a circle. Let's don't do it. Big balloon, and we're going to hiss it out like this. Use your arms will show you how much air is inside your balloon. Here we go. Let your diaphragm do all the work. That's your diaphragm, those are those muscles, right? You should feel your muscles. You put your hand on your belly, feel the... They're under there. Yep, got them. Here we go. We're going to do that again. Now as we get higher, our chests are going to start to tense up. This is what I do when mine tenses up. I go, shake right into it. That's right. Maybe it's because I have breasts and I can do that, but I think men can do that too. Just do this, like, seriously, it's really helpful. I can smooth it out. And that's the earth people again. See how you feel now. See if you feel different. Slow as you can, all the way from up to down. Here we go. Just really sighing through that spot in your throat. Hopefully just having released a bunch of stuff in our throats and bodies. We'll just sing a note, and then on top of that, anybody can sing anything they want to, right? We're just going to be doing like some basic improvisation. Now, most of the time when you're toning, like you hold a note, but I really don't think that that's necessary. You can move wherever you want to, right? Even if it turns into singing, that's okay, right? I'm just pick a random note. We can warm up for another 3 hours. I usually warm up for about 3 hours when I warm up my voice. But I feel like the inclination to stop around here also. So people can go and enjoy some music this weekend. Yeah, but just feel those reverberations of those prayers and those thoughts and really try to send them out to other people. We do with each other this weekend, each other's good thoughts and safety, respect, friendship.
Oh, I thought it was fun. It was fun. It just kind of opened all of us up to each other, and it was a good introduction to the healing tent at Grassroots. I looked kind of silly. I saw your video of it, but it certainly it was a wonderful opportunity to work with her.
At the health fair where you had a booth and a table, you felt like you got a lot of contacts and business out of that?
I did get, I have a customer who comes every other week now that came from that event. Interesting enough, as a healer, you need your own network, and I go to Network Chiropractic, Todd Stein, and he was set up right next to me. Him and Patricia were right next to me, and then across from me was Nutritional Wellness Center, and it was wonderful. It was like I was supported by all my people all around me, and the Nutritional Wellness Center at that point asked me if I wanted to do a open house with them. So it really, each little thing that you do opens up new opportunities. I still do the intuitive energy work that I've been doing since the 80s, but I've also incorporated Reiki into my practice. I use the Reiki symbols. It increases the energy immensely. I have started doing long-distance energy work, very, very powerful. I send it all the way to my sister in Texas, and have had really good results. When I first started out, I was told by Phil Jordan that I had healing energy in my aura, and then another psychic told me she saw me laying my hands on people and doing healings. So I started trying it, and sure enough, my hands got really hot, and I've had some really awesome experiences with just doing energy work before the Reiki came on board. In fact, one of the most memorable ones early on in the 80s was, in fact, I was down in Texas, and I was at a flea market with my sister, and my foot started hurting. It was just killing me, and I got home and it was swollen, and I hadn't done anything. And I called the guy that I was dating. He was back in New York, and he, that day, was skydiving. He fell. When he landed, from skydiving. He landed in a hole and broke his ankle, and that was the one that was swollen on me. Completely went away, my pain completely went away once I realized it was his. And when I got back to New York, I started doing healings on it. He had shattered the bone. It was split. They were going to have to put pins in it. I did maybe 5 healings in the course of a week, getting the swelling down before the operation. He went back to the doctors. The doctors came out holding the x-ray that they took before they were going to operate, and was shaking his head and called another doctor to come and look at it. He says, "This is anything short of a miracle. Your bone has gone completely back together, and we won't have to operate." Granted, that doesn't happen every day, that kind of results, but those results do happen. I had another person back then, before I did Reiki, who couldn't get out of bed. Her back had terrible back problems, could not get out of bed. And I came and I did energy work on her. And the next day, she was up, dancing. She's told me her back has not bothered her since. I'm still friends with her, and she's sent me many people during the years. When you work with someone who does energy work themselves, or meditates, qigong, any of those type of modalities, you can feel the difference between working with someone that's a little bit more closed, because their energy is more open, and it's a little bit more powerful, I think, when you're working with somebody who is already connected to their energy. I mean, it's just like network chiropractic. I do that for myself to keep my energy balanced, and when Todd touches you and gets the energy moving, if you don't get involved with it, it's not as effective. Once you start learning how to move the energy yourself, the results are better. And the same with Reiki. The more that a person knows how to move their own energy, because a lot of people will come to me and I'll do like a chakra balancing, for instance, and you'll find that their throat chakra is closed for whatever reason. Some chakras can be closed from trauma, from not saying something to someone, and you open up that block, and I can see the block. I can see energy blockages. I'll see the darkness in the energy, or I can feel it. I can always feel it. I open up that blocked energy, and once you get some of these blockages open in them, the energy flows better and the healing process works better. Qigong, for those of you who don't know what that is, it's slow moving exercise, and you're moving chi. Like the swimming dragon is one of them. Doing breath, like yoga uses breath, like you're inhaling and then exhaling, and it moves the chi, and there's different movements in the Qigong practice, like to open up your kidneys, there's one for carpal tunnel, there's one for osteoporosis. So the Qigong practice in itself is definitely a healing modality. I have tapes that I use. There's a stress release one, there's cleansing Qigong, and I really like these particular CDs. I put them in my computer, and I practice Qigong, and I invite people to come and practice with me. I sub in the elementary building in Trumansburg. When you get it done with a day of, 18 kindergartners, you're kind of wiped out, and sometimes a little manic. And you come home, and I'll have somebody scheduled for 4 o'clock. I do Qigong first before they come, and that calms me down, gets me back connecting to the energy, and allows me to meet with clients. And a typical day for me is like today, network chiropractic, Qigong, and then I might have met with a client right now, and I have another one coming at 3:30 this afternoon. We do Qigong together, and then I work on her. When a person comes into my office, I'll ask them what ailments they have, their knees, their feet, high blood pressure, stress. A lot of people came to me after the elections from stress, and Reiki certainly can help stress. One person came to me with high blood pressure, and the relaxation of doing Reiki can help a person lower their blood pressure. I'm not telling them to go off the blood pressure medicines or anything like that, but just relaxing can help any of your diseases and ailments. So when someone comes to me, I'll ask them what's ailing them. I will do chakra balancing, find out if they've got closures in their chakras, open that up, move the energy out. Do that first before I start channeling the Reiki energy. And then I channel Reiki energy. I clean out their auras of any blockages, energy blockages, because I can feel and see them. I do that for myself to make myself calmer when I'm dealing with the kids. They can be a handful at times, but no, I don't give them Reiki. The Reiki certainly helps me be a better substitute teacher because it can be stressful. I've done younger people, teenagers, and most people that I work on are adults, so because it's a consenting thing. I mean, unless a parent. I have a friend of mine who's had me do long distance on her kids, and they've consented to it. But kids are a little bit weirded out. Oh, I really come and lay on your table, you know. But the long distance works really well. It can help them sleep and do better in school. The intention was I was just sending him good Reiki energy and making him the best that he could be, and I think it just calmed him down a little bit, so he was more attentive in school. Come see me. Come check me out. I also have a thing for my current people that if they bring me someone, I do a free Reiki on them for anybody that they bring me. So any of my current people that are watching, they already know that. They've brought me people, and that's how I grow my business. But I'm actually looking forward to doing some volunteer work up at Hospicare, because I really admire the work that they do, and they've helped a lot of people pass, and Reiki can be good for that too, to help people pass on to the next level. It does make the Reiki practice has really changed the strength of the energy, and it's really made a big difference. And I just got certified Reiki this year. It's kind of a funny story, but I got a new dog. Well, not so funny. He pulled me down on the side, or she pulled me down on the sidewalk, running out after a bicyclist, and it was my fault. I wasn't paying attention, and I was looking at Christmas decorations. It was a year ago in December, and she pulled me down on the sidewalk, and I got a concussion. So during the time of the concussion, I couldn't do anything. I couldn't talk to people on the phone. I couldn't go outside on a sunny day because the sunlight bothered me. I couldn't go into Wegmans because the fluorescent lighting bothered me. I couldn't teach. The only thing I could still do was my energy work. And that's when I got certified Reiki. So it was kind of the universe pushing me, telling me, this is what you're supposed to be doing. Get with it. So here I am. And thank you so much for interviewing me today and giving me the opportunity. And a lot of last words. Just this is where I used to sell insurance for 39 years. So, so if you know where this is, come and visit me and try out Reiki energy. It can make a real difference in your life.
Next week on Teaching Ithaca Wellness.
So the topic of this workshop is a micro practice that you can do in under 5 minutes because research shows that being seated continuously is bad for our health. And often we work at our desks, and while there are standing desks, they don't necessarily solve the biggest problem, which is stress, but also, we're sitting in the same position. So you're sitting in the same position for 8 hours, or you're standing in the same position for 8 hours. It's not really a lot different.
So I'm about to start a workshop on energetic clearing. I've been doing a series of half-hour videos, so I have people talk about essential oils, talk about acupuncture, talk about chiropractic and different alternative methods. It's not about the molecules, it's not about, this bonding to that, but more about the space between.